After the ball is over, after the skein is done, after the die lot's finished, and you are short just one, many a knitter has made a tearful and desperate call, pleading with their local yarn shop, go after that ball.
Hello everybody, welcome to the Pen, Hook, and Needles podcast, episode 389. Today is Saturday, February 15th, as we are recording. I am Marlecia, also known as Lady Furnico.
And I'm Talia, also known as Franciscan Gypsy.
I want to welcome all new and returning viewers to the Foon in the Woman Cave. Thank you for joining us. We're always ecstatic to have you with us. If you are new, we're glad you found us, and we hope you find something that will keep you coming back. If you are returning, we are always glad to have you with us. And if you are in the shadows one way or the other, please feel free to hit the subscribe button. I don't know what side it is on anymore, but hit the subscribe button, the little red button, and the bell so that you will get notifications. And if you want to be taking part in all the alongs and giveaways and updates from my shop or whatever, coupon codes and things like that, you need to be a member of the group, which is at phnpodcast.freeforums.net. That's phnpodcast.freeforums.net. There's a link in the drop box below. Okay, we do have 3 official members. We're really excited to have them with us. We have Bougie Knits, welcome.
Welcome.
And Samantha29, welcome Samantha29, and Angie's Hip, welcome Angie's. And she used to be with us before. I'm glad to have her with us again. It's awesome. So we're glad to have all of you back or with us for the first time, and we hope you will enjoy being with us. Let's see. I guess that goes right into our other things. I don't want to do the charity till we'll get to that point. Do you have anything you want to talk about before I start talking about the alongs?
No.
Okay. Oh, well, we're both drinking water.
Yeah.
I had a big day with a friend of mine yesterday, so I'm still kind of full. I don't feel like having any tea or anything. I'm just having water.
And I'm feeling a little warm, so.
And my husband made raisin bread yesterday, so I had some of that for breakfast, and that's really filling.
And the man says he has another one going.
He does, because he said he's worried that it's going away too fast.
Yeah, we only have 2 pieces.
Because Lacey one had some when she was here. I don't want to put her name on the podcast because I don't have her permission. So, okay, she's a real close friend of mine for
because
ever.
We have never ever mentioned her name on the podcast.
No, we really haven't usually.
Yes, we have.
No, I don't think so. They don't know anyway. So anyway, don't think so. Anyway, PHN Ready Set Go 2020 is going strong. We are a third of the way through, or actually a little more than a third of the way through. And I have seen all the activity. I tried to do some commenting on projects, but I'm not sure if it was on Charity or Ready Set Go that I was working. I am slowly getting toward things. I'm really excited to see all the activity. Our Ready Set Go, we have wonderful co-hosts. We have the Cozy Up Knits ladies. That's Jamie, Sarah, Katie, and Chrissy, and we're always glad to have them. Okay, this runs, as I said, from January 1st through March 31st. I think I said that because I said it was about a third of the way through. No previous whips are allowed in this along. This is the only along we have that does not allow previous whips. We do allow whips from projects that have been started January 1st or later. It's 1 whip per project per week for the postings, and the FO whenever it's finished. Our featured patterns are Talia's patterns, the Cozy Up Knit Girls patterns, and they have a ton of patterns. My one little lone shawl, okay, and then we have.
Which at this point, if you didn't get it on Ravelry before it went off, it's not yet available anymore.
Right, and then it's a very simple shawl, and then the yarn. My yarn is a featured yarn. I think Laura's stuff is in the other along. So that's, if you have a finished object with any of those things, you have 2 chances at a prize. And if you do my yarn with any of the projects, it's 3 chances at a prize for the FO only. You are responsible for your own multiple postings. I do not know if the Cozy Up Knit girls are doing that. I don't think they are. Their rules may be slightly different, so you might want to check it out before you do any posting there, so you don't like spam their post box having double entries and stuff if they don't have that, okay? We're really super excited to have them with us. Let's see here. I'm trying to see what I've got. The hashtag for Instagram for us is hashtag PHN Ready Set Go 2020. I'm glad to see a lot of things showing up in there. That's awesome. And for Cozy Up Knits, it's hashtag Cozy Up Knits Ready Set Go MAL, M-A-L. Okay, and I'm sure they have a lot as well, because the people who posted ours are probably posting there as well. So that's very cool. We do have prizes. I will show you when I get them organized. I just finished getting, I concentrated on getting the last of the prizes out for the last set of alongs. They're all gone. They have all been sent off. So I'm just waiting to hear if the one last person, the one who got the Marvel kit that Laura Concert donated, when to hear when she gets it. So that they're all gone. So that's good. And I will try to get organized and show you guys the other prizes for this along in the near future, because we do want to see them before the thing ends. Or you might just be surprised. The PHN Charity along, the Charity Cal Lao. This is a year-long along, and the rules are basically the same, except that this is year-long, and the featured patterns are, if you can make it for charity, Talia's patterns and Laura Concert's patterns, my shawl and my yarn, Laura's yarn. Okay, those are all featured things. 2 chances at a prize for a finished object. And if you do the pattern with the yarn, 3 chances at a prize. You are responsible for the multiple postings as always. If you do dishcloths for Brittany and you get them off to her in time for her February 24th deadline, they are eligible for 2 chances at a prize for the FO, regardless of how much yardage it is. Once the 24th deadline is gone, all dishcloths go back, all of them go back to being 1 chance at a prize. Featured objects are baby items as well. As the other things I mentioned, those are 2 chances at a prize for the finished object. We have places to send these charity items. If you do, that's great. If you don't, we are more than happy to send them to our pregnancy center here, to Evan's home. We have our contact person is Gracie Mom 62, who is Laura in Winchester. She's our local yarn shop. Fantastic place if you're in the area. So we will, we have those 2 places, or you can send to Brittany, not just dishcloths, but any other things, and to VT Kimmy Kim, who is Kim, and she does NICU stuff and just all kinds of things. So you can find out more from her if you contact her. I think we said Instagram and our group. I keep forgetting what she said, but you can contact her there, and she will tell you what else she accepts. So we have places if you don't have a place to send them. It looks like we're having a great turnout for Brittany's dishcloth. Thank you so much for doing that for her. I know that her church will be absolutely thrilled to get all those dishcloths. So thank you very, very much.
Looks like we're farther back than we normally are.
We might be. You told me to sit back, so I sat back.
You can sit forward if you want to.
Well, I'm okay now. I already said what the doubles were. The hashtag for this one is PHN Charity 2020. Okay, and if I've gotten it wrong, somebody will correct me, because for some reason I can't keep it straight in my head. It's correct, but what are you doing? Oh, okay.
It's a little closer.
We have prizes that have been donated by Looney Hiker. She donated one of her patterns, and they are located on not Craftsy, on Love Crafts and on Ravelry. If you want to see what those patterns are, it's a very generous donation. We have a Knit Baby book and a kind of a little bit of a baby set type of thing book. So those are the prizes at the moment, but this is a year long, so there will be other prizes as I pull them together and as we receive them. So there will be other prizes as well. I won't be doing a mega prize most likely, unless I do something like you can pick something from my shop or something like that, because it's a little bit too much for shipping for that big mega prize. So I think that's probably not going to happen too many times in the future. So I hope you understand that. Okay, let's see. I guess we move on.
Okay, I have 5.
I have 6. So let me just get my little bit of water. Oh, before I go into that, I wanted to give Craftsy Blueprint is what it's called now, a shout out, because they had, and I don't want to go into real details except to say their customer service was fantastic. I had a question about subscription rates, and I heard from them within 24 hours, and not only did they straighten it out, but they refunded me what I didn't have to pay. Very, very, very professional. I've never had any problems with Blueprint. I've never had trouble with Craftsy. They're having some kind of special subscription rates. You might want to check it out if you use Craftsy a lot, or Blueprint a lot. They are well worth the investment if you are looking at that kind of thing. Classes that, if you do the subscription, are free, and if you get the certain plan, you can get points, and it's something you should look into.
It's really good.
I don't want to go into it too much, but I just wanted to give a shout out for Blueprint, because they really are fabulous. And no, this is not we don't get paid anything. I just had a very good experience with them. Okay, so now, my first project, having said all that, I apologize for my voice. I don't know what the deal is, but this one you haven't seen in a while. It's in my Knitting's My Bag, Lazy Gnomes Bag, or whatever you want to call this. I worked on this yesterday while I was watching a movie with my husband. And this is my
Inquiring minds want to know what movie.
Oh, it was I forget what the name was. Paul Mooney was in it. It was a war picture, and the Russians were allies at that point, so they were the main heroes, and had the Russians, the British, and the Germans, of course, at that time period. And it was very much of his time period. I think it was 1945. And I can't remember. They were stuck in a bunker, and it was how he got the information out of the German officers about where their attack was going to be. And it was very good. They were trapped, and he got the information. So it was really good. I can't remember the name. If I remember, I'll try to put it somewhere. But I was tired, and he put this movie in, and I was like, okay, it's a good movie, but I don't remember the title. So this is my precious heirloom shawl. This is my I'll Be There For You shawl pattern.
I don't think you've knit on that for a while.
I haven't, because this is fingering weight. The yarn is unavailable. It's something that Lucky Jenny Knits dyed up for me a while back. And I just want to go until I can go no more. I think this is probably going to be a gift, because I love it and I want to work with the yarn, but the colors are more the person I'm going to be giving it to. And I think in some ways my shawl actually works better in a fingering weight, because it's like a scarf.
Right.
And the colors are just gorgeous. Jenny really did a good job on it. Jenny has a nice eye for color. And that's Lucky Jenny Knits. She has a podcast, or she did. I don't know if she still does. And I met her at the Shenandoah Valley Fiber Festival a few years back. I think I surprised her because she was standing behind me, and I turned around and said, "Here, I made this for you. I brought this for you. I brought her some of my yarn." We did a class together. Isn't that pretty?
A dyeing class.
A dyeing class, yes. Not how to dye, but how to dye yarn. So, yeah. And it matches my bag. And I would like to finish this, but it takes forever to get through this much yarn. Of course, it would help if I actually worked on it.
How much yarn?
It was 400 and some odd yards. 400 and some odd yards. Let me see if I can find the tag in here. She had a tag in. Hers, it wasn't really a tag. It was a. It was one of those more. It was a tag, not a ball bag. It could have
been more than 400, because that dyeing class, didn't they?
No, this was her own. She gave it to me afterward.
Okay.
Lucky Jenny Knits, hand dyed especially for Marlecia jewelry box, superwash merino nylon 80/20 sock, 480 yards. I wonder what base that is. 480 yards. It's really nice.
Is it light fingering, or is it a pretty?
It's just fingering sock. She said
Okay.
it doesn't.
I mean,
feel, it doesn't feel.
tell?
It doesn't feel like. Look.
Oh, that's
it's almost
nice
a sport.
normal, yeah.
It's a very nice yarn. I might have to contact her and say, hey, do you remember where you got that base? That's a lot of yardage.
You mean like forever years ago?
Yeah, forever years ago. You remember that yarn you dyed for me? Okay. She better not even remember me, let alone the yarn she dyed for me. So that's that. She's a super person, though. Oops. This is funny.
Let me take a look at my show notes so I could see which one I talk about first.
Everybody's falling down. They all fall down.
Okay, show notes.
And I'm wearing red today instead of yesterday because my husband and I are going to celebrate Valentine's Day today because my friend came over yesterday and we had a really good time together because my husband was home and we were actually able to go out and do stuff, so that was nice. So, but my husband and I didn't have a true Valentine's Day, so I'm going to do that today.
In my Ploverbird TARDIS Bigger on the inside bag is the bonfire wrap, but this is the Dobbinwood by K.F. Jones. What?
I'm just looking at the way she does that. I wasn't sure if it was you were highlighting that you were going.
No. She changes the color each time.
Gotcha.
And I'm using Miss Babs Yows in the colorways Want to Go Crazy. And the brown I think would determine was espresso.
I think so.
And then
yeah.
Dragon White Fibers in some of the yarns from her rodeo kit. Yeah, I did finish the row. It's gotten a little bit of work. I've been mostly wanting to do color work, so
It's turned out really well.
I know if I went gangbusters on, I could get it finished pretty quickly because I'm on the fronts, and the fronts I got done in probably a week last time. That was like all I was working on last time.
Well, it's easy to finish something when you're monogamous or quasi-monogamous.
Right, and I was highly motivated to finish the other one before the hospital.
And you're not using your chow goose, you're using your...
Oh, it doesn't make a difference.
No,
These are...
I just wanted to let them know because they sometimes like to know what the needles are.
Oh, okay. These are my Knit Pro Zings.
We like the zings and the chow goose. Chow goose are still my favorite, but I do like the Knit Pros as well. The zings.
Knit Picks has one coming out too.
I saw that. They were called prisms.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Were
Were they only interchangeables though?
The set they were mentioning were interchangeable.
Yeah, I don't want interchangeables.
I'm sure if you looked on Knit Picks, they'd have other options. I think the sale was only on the... I'm sure they don't have it just the interchangeables. Right. But yeah, this got a little bit of work.
Okay.
Probably like a row a day or something.
And my friend, when she was here, was laughing at all my owl bags. My yet to be named preemie hat is in my Kikiboo bags holiday owl bag, and I just did a little bit on this. I don't remember exactly when I worked on this. Did we have a physical therapy appointment with you last week?
Yes,
Right,
I think that was the last. Because
Yeah.
I'm actually discharged from physical therapy.
Yeah, I worked on it there, I think. So you can see that it's growing. This one will be going to Kim along with this one. If I just get a move on, normally I can do these in a couple hours, but it's not what I wanted me to work. Not what I wanted to be working on. So the thing I want to be working on, you'll see, it's growing, exponentially. But this, I just didn't want to work on anything else. So this will, hopefully, I'll get back into the swing of doing this little hat so I can send some off to Kim, because I keep telling her I will, and I think she doesn't believe me anymore. So
I don't believe you either.
You shouldn't disbelieve your mother.
So in this only got a little bit of work. This is in my Ploverbird frogs.
Yeah, we thought they were frogs.
Yeah, frogs bag. Frogs doing random things bag.
Yeah.
This is Christmas Bird.
Thespian frogs. That's what they are.
By Arn and Carlos. Is Robin thespian?
Yes.
Robin and Batman.
Robin Hood and all that. They're
No,
acting.
not Robin Hood. This is Robin and Batman.
Yeah, they're acting out parts.
And drinking hot chocolate.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, Christmas Bird by Arn and Carlos. This is one of their ornaments.
Did you make any progress on that?
Well, I worked on it. So
Yes, but you don't make any
progress on it.
progress. You could have gotten reverse progress. It looks like a toe.
It's a little bit of progress.
Yeah.
I think I'm starting to get to the head. You can't really tell very well because the bird is spread over 2 needles.
I can't see the screen, so
It's like from there to there. So it's going to be hard for you to tell
Yeah,
Mom, until I get farther along. I'm probably a little over half.
that's not my favorite combination.
It was one I just wanted to try.
I mean, it's. I think I would like it better if something was brighter. I don't know. It's going to be really pretty when it's done, I think. Right now, I guess because I can't see it.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's just the way the pattern, it's not one that's easily, because it's over such a small surface, you're going to necessarily see it build.
Right. And it's not that I don't
But
like the
it's
pattern.
easy.
I'm not sure I like the color combination that much.
Mm-hmm.
And I do like red and gold together. I think that it's something to do with the shades, not the colors, the shades.
This is Dragonfly Fibers Airport Hot Sauce, and this is a random gold that Brittany gave me
Right.
for ornaments.
Right. And it's going to be really pretty. I think,
And this one's meant for, like, our Christmas table.
Right, if we do it this year. I know Davina's waiting for us to do it so she can do her, what do you call it? Her, her jewelry.
Yeah.
I think she should do some holy cards and things, too. Maybe I'll pick up some more of those cards used for card making, and she could do some greeting cards. All right, let's see here. My next one is in my Plover Bird teapots on a yellow field bag. Plover Bird. Okay, this is my Sara Bell. I did work on this a little bit the other day. She saw this. I do say Mrs. Helm. We have said Mrs. Helm.
Yes, we have.
This is, but not her first name, is what I meant. So that's bright. So this has made some progress. It does look, I like the way it breaks up the color. It's really pretty. You're not going to lose the person who wears this. This will probably go either on the table or to Evan's home. So, along with the other one. I have to make a run to the pregnancy center. That stuff has been sitting in the back room now. We have the stuff from Patty that has to go and all
I have
that.
to make sure you have the color work baby hats I made. I'm not sure if I gave.
Give them to me.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I gave them to you or not. I can't remember because
Yeah.
I made them right before. I made them around the time I was starting to get really sick last year.
Right. This is the Miss Babs Yowzen, the Perfectly Reckless colorway. And I think I originally got this for socks and or a turtle shell. Ty was going to make me socks and or a turtle shell. But it works for the Sara Bell because it breaks it up really nicely. The pattern. So that's that. Okay. Oops.
It's funny.
Yes.
Let me just mark off this row. Okay, so in my, let me show this one first.
I like that one.
This is in my Silver Shed USA Rebel Scum bag. This has kind of been made my dishcloth bag.
Mrs. Helm was telling me something about how to make this not curl, and I forget what she said. Because she was showing me something, and it was trying to explain to me how she got it not to curl. I wish I could remember what she said. I'll have to ask her again. She's very talented.
Important you.
Well, we were jumping from topic to topic to project, pulling things. You know how it is when we pull out projects. She's very, very talented.
This is Dishcloth Mosaic number 14 by J.G. Miller. She has a whole bunch of free Mosaic dishcloths. You don't even have to be a member of Ravelry to get it. You just look for her patterns and you're able to pick them up. I was just looking, I think this one's called Twined Hearts or something like that. But
That's really pretty. I like that.
I chose to go with the blue and pink instead of two pinks, which was my initial thought, and I really like, this is probably going to be one of my favorites of hers, and I'll probably repeat this one.
That's one I want to do when I finally get into finishing the ones that have to go to Brittany. I want to do that one. It's pretty.
So this is, like I said, Mosaic, and it's just really nice.
I like that.
It's super
And
nice.
that's one of those, if I could ever get past my aversion to blocks, I would do it in superwash merino and make a blanket. Because I like that.
You always say that.
But I never do it.
I know. That's why I'm saying you always say
Well, that's
that.
what I just said.
It calls for US 5. All my US 5s must be currently in use, so I used a US 4.
4s.
Actually, I think call for US 5. Now in retrospect, I could have used the US 6, but I really like this actually in the 4. I like the
it's very
density
dense.
of it. So
it's very nice. Was that my phone?
yes.
Okay.
Did you mark off your medicine?
I thought I did.
So yes.
Somebody must have left me a message.
Well, Grandma and Grandpa just texted me. Maybe they texted you.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm hoping to have this one done because I'm close. I think this has 60 rows before you go off into the edging, and I'm on row 51, and this row works really quickly.
60 rows. Oh, you mean going up and down?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Somebody is. It might be your uncle and aunt with the medical updates.
But yeah, that's this. I'm really enjoying this one, and I'll have to look at which one of her next ones I'll start after that. So.
Okay.
And I do like Dishy.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to pick up some and see how I like it because
She's pushing me.
I know I don't like what is that? You get lilies and cream and that kind of stuff. I don't like it. I like the. I love this cotton. Hobby Lobby, I love this cotton. And you saw I had an update. I picked up a bunch of them last time in time for the podcast.
Well, Dishy is less expensive than I love this cotton, and it has 10 more yards.
Yeah. But I like the drape better for it. I think the I love this cotton might be slightly better quality in terms for garments and things. But if I'm going to be doing dishcloths and stuff, continue that, and maybe toys. I think this will. I tried doing a toy with the Hobby Lobby once, and it was too drapey. But I think this would be nice for like a baby toy or something, easy to wash and stuff like that, and it would hold the shape. So this is something I might look into for baby toys. But what I might do is when you're done with, you have nothing to do with it, I can have like a little scrap to see how I like it to work it, and then I can give it back to you, the whole thing. So, all right. My next one is in my Mama C Googly Eyes Snap Owl bag. I love this. My bag. I am incredibly in love and happy with this bag. Whoops, I have the snap unsnapped. This was a gift from Christina, and I just love it. Okay. It's got the pretty little gold fabric inside. She's really good at sewing. Okay. I already showed you the finished dishcloth. This is going to Brittany when I send everything out. Okay, this is a Simon dishcloth. This one is the Lemon Simon dishcloth. I'm about almost maybe a third to halfway through. And I keep poking my finger with the needle, and I need to maybe not, try to figure out how not to do that because it's slowing me down for this, because I would have been finished with this a while ago. I can generally do this in 2 or 3 days if I'm watching a movie, because I can do like a repeat a day. I think it's a 6 or 8 row repeat for this. This is Smells Like Yarn, Ross, and it's not hard. And the fact that I'm making another one is a testament to the fact that I don't mind making it. So I haven't done his Wallace yet. I'd like to try that, but I wanted to do this one because I knew I could do it, and I wanted to do
the one that
Patty was doing.
That's what I thought.
And my other friend was over here. She was doing something. This is a crochet, but it made me think, the Wallace makes me think of basket weave a little bit, because I don't know if the Wallace is basket weave, but Patty was doing a ton of different ones, and one of them was basket weave, so it made me think about this. My friend was doing a basket weave pattern. She said, well, you know what, I don't want to do this part of it. I think I'll just do it this way. And we looked at it when it was done. I was like, no, we really need to have this particular row in there. It was really funny. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. This I hope to have done before I send this off. We'll have to see what happens. If not, I'll send it to her later. I'll put it on the table or something. But because I do have a few to send her, so between me and Talia.
I'd like to have this one done.
Yeah.
But if not, it can go for a table.
Yeah.
Because I think that this will be picked up. Because it's pretty.
You know that wild hair is not in our in that place downtown anymore. What it was?
Oh no.
You know that little shop?
No, I didn't know. Well, you gotta remember, it's on
I stopped there with Mrs. Helm yesterday, and it was she wasn't there. There were a bunch of handmade gifts, you had like knitted and crocheted items, but there was no yarn.
I haven't been to that
Yeah.
place. I don't think.
The lady was talking to me yesterday. There are several kids who have shops in there.
They have no idea what you're talking about.
It's a consignment, kind of like a consignment shop downtown. It's kind of a mixture of crafts, like wood crafts and yarn crafts and stuff like that. There's an art studio back there, kind of an arts and crafts studio that's moved from somewhere. I don't know if it was the one down by the pregnancy center or the one in town. They moved in there. So it's kind of a quasi open area. It's just kind of arts and craftsy kind of stuff, and you can buy things. Mm-hmm. And for a little while, Wild Hair Fibers is local to us. She's right here in town, and she has a little shop and everything. But she was also selling there, but she's not there anymore. I wonder if she closed shop. I haven't seen her in a while.
Although, you haven't been, it's not like you go by her little store that much anyway.
Well, it's hard to find her because it's not really a store. It's
storage.
It's a shop. It's not a shop. It's a workplace, a workspace. And if I go there and she's there, I can buy things from her there. But it's not necessarily got hours,
Right.
I think she's mostly online and fiber festivals.
Mm-hmm. She goes to most of the big ones.
She goes to Shenandoah, and I think she goes to Maryland too.
I bet she goes to
Rhinebeck.
I don't know about Rhinebeck. I was gonna say Powhatan.
Oh, Powhatan. I'm sure she does. Yeah. She's very talented.
Okay, so in my Silver Shed USA Tortoise versus Hair bag, I had scored from Mom. I think I'd actually given this to you originally back when you were thinking about doing more color work, and I left you one of the ones you have. But I took the one that I liked because they mentioned it in my craftsy class. I'm like, oh, that'll help, because I don't like knitting 3 colors in a row. I don't like my yarns getting twisted. I grabbed this tool.
You put the yarn through it.
You put the yarn through, you put one here and one there to separate it enough, and it keeps your yarns from getting tangled. And then my background yarn is in this hand, so that way I can have 3 in a row.
I might have to do that when I'm doing even color work for toys and stuff, just to keep it from twisting.
And you have one that's not quite the same, but it has loops still.
Yeah.
That you can do that. But I liked this one.
It has a twist.
Yeah. So it did help. I still don't like working 3 in a row, but it made it a little bit more bearable. I'm picking up my floats. You're going to see loose floats right now because I'm picking up my floats when I go over the row.
It's baby sweater?
This is the baby sweater.
Oh, okay.
This is bunny yoke pullover for babies and children. It has a hat that goes with it as well, but I haven't started it yet.
With the little arms.
So this is...
Can I see the little arms?
Hang on, I'll pick it up in a second. Knit Picks Brava Sport in colorways Freesia and white, and I also have a gray.
Start the gray?
Yes, I have.
Yes, yeah.
It's just to add a little bit of difference between the white and the purple.
Yeah.
So...
It's so adorable.
It's a big mess right now with all the...
the yarn.
The yarn. And I found old holders too.
It's actually a pullover, right?
It is pullover.
Okay.
So, I'm trying to show.
Isn't that cute?
You can see where the
What are all these?
Those are the holders I told you about.
Oh, okay.
Let me see if this will give you a better view of the 3 together. Right there, you can kind of see where I have the gray doesn't show up very well against the.
Yeah, it's too dark right now.
But in person, it shows up.
It shows up really well, and I think once she gets further along the yoke, you'll be able to see it.
Yeah, but it's just to make it a little bit of contrast, so the bunny isn't just a big blob on there. Mm-hmm. The different bunnies. So, yeah, the sweater is. This is for the 6-month-old.
Oh, you haven't connected it yet.
Yeah.
That's what it is. Okay.
Yeah. I think I'm probably grafting there.
Well,
So.
when you graft, what do? Do you sew it or do you knit
I have
it?
to take a look. I have to read the pattern. Okay. I haven't looked that far. I do something at that point.
Something or other.
I'll figure out when
You
I
wave
get
your
there.
magic wand and whoosh.
I can't think about that right now. I'll worry about tomorrow.
We'll do that tomorrow.
So yeah, I got a little bit of work, mostly because I wanted to try that with the 3 in a row.
Right, gotcha.
But I think last time I worked on it, I didn't even have the sleeves connected yet.
And this is her silver shed tortoise versus hair bag. I don't care. I don't listen.
And I haven't.
The Birdle, yeah. Turtle bunny. Okay. My next one is in my Silver Shed USA Davina's Owls artwork. My, what's the name again? Archimedes. Oops. That's funny. Okay. And this is the lovely Anne Brody, who put the bag together for Davina. And this is my Taste of Autumn shawl project by Anastasia Sistel. It's not called Taste of Autumn. It's called the I think it's called the Scrap Shawl. And it has I didn't do a whole lot because I'm busy on something else. But you can see, I'm sorry, Talia.
Okay.
This, and then this color here. But I thought that would be too dark without a little bit of contrast. This is Malabrigo. These two are Miss Babs. So it's very autumnal. Every once in a while I just like that. So,
well, you have one outfit in particular that'll go really nicely with.
yeah. So that's that. I think I mentioned earlier that I had the reishi with that for a while, and Ty and I were looking at it. I kept looking at it. Ty looked at it.
Oh, I thought it
would have been too busy. It would have been too busy. So I could have done the reishi with this and with this. And if I hadn't been further along, I might have, but I didn't want to tear it all out. And I might have enough where I can do that still.
Right.
Because the
Also,
main...
it'll be kind of close to have... I mean, they're the same color scheme. I'm not sure
They-
you want two in the same
Well,
color scheme.
the thing is that the reishi is quite a bit lighter. If you look up at there, it's more of this gold.
Okay.
And I think I have another of this gold. In fact, I know I do. If I don't use it, then I would have enough to do that if I wanted to. Okay.
Alrighty, so I have one last one. This is from my Craftsy class.
You started it?
Oh, I've had this started. I started it earlier in the week.
Did you show it to me?
Nope.
Okay. I didn't think you did.
These are the Royal Mitts.
All right.
These are the Fair Isle Mitts with Tanis Gray. This is from a blueprint class. And I'm using Miss Babs Yowza mini skeins in colorways Goldenrod and Dutch Iris #1.
Ooh, look at that. You made a lot of progress on it.
So I put a little. I have stitches held for the afterthought thumb.
Okay, yeah.
That's where the bright green
That
is.
is really pretty. Is that the right side?
That's the right side.
That's really pretty. It's very royal.
Yeah, I mean, this is not my colors. I probably won't be keeping this.
Something with purple.
Or for the table or whatever.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna make it again. I'm sure in a different color because I really liked it.
I like that. I'm going to have to look at that. And it's in the round, though.
It's in the round. And you have a special.
Are you using two
This
circles?
is yes. That's what she calls for.
Okay.
And this is a special stitch called. Oh, it's a three row repeat that creates this Latvian braid.
Very nice. Very nice. I really like that. That's cool.
So, first mitt is pretty close to being done, and then I'll start the next one. That's what I stole your little bit of bright green for.
I don't care what. Yes. It's acrylic yarn. It's not a big deal.
And I'll be using it again.
And I
for
have
the
plenty.
other
I
side.
have plenty of it. You can keep it. I mean, look how much I have up there.
So, yeah. That didn't exist prior to the 8th.
Very nice.
So.
And that's the bag you won.
Yes, it's a bag I won from
Spicy Homemaker, I think.
Spicy Mama. Yes,
Spicy
Mama.
Mama.
And she does suggest, Tanis, that you use two different, like you're using the same size, but two different kinds of needles, so you don't mix up.
Oh, you
Which
mean like
one you're working
Chalgoos and yeah, like you got there. Yeah.
Yeah, the color's obviously different. So, and I still every once in a while knit with the wrong needle. I find all the stitches on the same needle and I just have to fix it later. But yeah, I'm looking forward to. I think it'll stretch. My hands are really wide, but I think it'll still stretch.
Yeah. It'll be a snug fit.
Well, they're supposed to be. I think I've got abnormally wide hands, but
We have large hands.
yeah. There we go.
Okay, my last one is in my. This is the one I wanted to work on again this week. This is my Numeria Shawl project from the Scrap Shawl pattern by Anastasia Zattel. And this is a crochet project as well. This is Dragonfly Fibers in the colorways Numeria and Vote. And I've added a second color to this. So you can see I've added the second color, and
It's looking really nice, Mom.
Yeah, I'm getting ready to go back to the blue. It's quite big. You can see. Let's see.
It looks rather lightweight, is it?
It is lightweight. This is sport weight, but I'm using a larger than normal needle. And the reason this is for Chronically Crochet's shawl along, or I think it's a shawl along for the Stash Busters.
Mm-hmm.
And I wanted something I could finish, and I don't have a lightweight shawl. So this one is one of those that you can just, if you want to get the chill off, even though it's bigger, sometimes I get cold and I need something all over, but if it's too heavy, I get too hot.
Mm-hmm.
So this one I think will be, if you feel it, you can feel it's really lightweight.
It looks really lightweight.
And it's got a nice drape to it, the dragonfly fibers. And this is one I thought, oh, I'll give some of this away when I'm done with it in terms of the colors, the yarn. I'm like, dragonfly fibers has gone away, and I really like this Numeria. I think I'm going to keep it and see what else I can do with it afterward. Because I think I might have, by the time I finish this the way it's growing, I might have 2 skeins left, or maybe 1.5. I might be done with the vote, but I'm not sure. And the vote may go to you for your blanket.
Right.
And this is my Silver Shed USA Tootsie Pops Owls bag that Davina gave me for Christmas one year. And that's all I have to say about that.
Let me mark up my row. I don't have any other whips. That brings us on to FOs.
FOs.
I'll do 2, you do 1, I'll do 2. Because I have a lot of FOs. So 2 of them are not really a shock. I finished another one of that first Mosaic dishcloth.
That's really pretty.
It really curls. But there's no real point to blocking a dishcloth.
Yeah, and it's hard to block cotton anyway.
So, and that's with the Knit Picks Dishy again. All these are Dishy.
I wonder if it would curl as much with the, I love this cotton, it has a little more drape.
Now, part of the problem is here that I should have changed needle sizes probably.
I can't see what the pattern is. What is it? Just like a diamond?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I can definitely see something. I just couldn't make out what it was.
Yeah, it's a diamond.
Yeah, it's pretty.
So,
I like the color choices.
If I've been enjoying working Mosaic this way. It's been fun for the dishcloths. And it's a different shape. This is a little more square. This one's more rectangular.
Right.
And the Mosaic with its raised stitches is really good, I think, for a dishcloth because it'll scrub well.
Exactly.
So, and you don't have to worry about floats. So these will be going for Brittany. That means I hand them to you for your box.
You want to take pictures of them?
Oh, I probably need to take pictures.
Yeah,
I'm not
that's
sure.
why mine's not in the box yet either. So.
I'll make sure I take pictures before I give it to you. So now it's
okay. In my Kiki Boo Puzzle Pieces bag is something I hadn't seen for a while. This is my Bunny Blue Bunny project from the Amigurumi Animal Toys for Baby by Ponytail Shop on Lovecrafts. So I added the tail.
Look at that face. You did a really good job, Mom. Aww.
It was supposed to be for Talia before her surgery, but Brittany had made such a cute little one that I wasn't near finishing. My hands were bothering me that I didn't give it to her. So that's...
So cute.
I sat down and finished it the other day.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
He's so cute. He turned out really well.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't turn like that, but love you. And put him right. How long do you forgotten? I'll put him down here. No, right here. There we go. Are you gonna say goodbye?
He can, but you have to kind of play with the
He's doing a
stuffing.
good job.
Yeah. I think I could have put the tail maybe a little bit lower.
So, apparently this is a finish old projects and give them away podcast because I finished these for you. These are the Irish hiking mitts, or they're actually called Irish hiking
Gauntlets?
Irish hiking scarf arm warmers. And these are the Zing mitts. This free pattern by Delia Ray Chalakian using Miss Babs Yao's in the colorway Zing.
Thank you.
I needed to free the needles for something, and I just ended up finishing them. Oops.
It's a penny.
I needed
Thank you.
I needed the cable for my other mitts, and so I was meant to just do the row because I had one already finished before I went to the hospital, and one halfway finished. And then once I started knitting on it, after I had the cable free and I had a different needle on it, I just finished it. It kind of was like, oops, it's done.
Yay! Like my pretty mitts.
You don't think you have blue ones yet?
I don't. Not solid blue ones.
Yeah, you have the.
I have the kind of blue greeny ones.
Yeah, and then you have green ones.
And I have green. I have red.
Yeah, that's right. Mm-hmm.
I wear these a lot because I wear these when I drive because my steering wheel it heats up, and I don't feel like I have a grip when I wear mittens or gloves with the steering wheel. I'll wear the gloves when I'm walking and stuff or mittens, but not when I'm driving. So these are perfect.
So, I've been trying to hide those from you.
Stash enhancements for me.
And then the last one I finished last night, and I finished the soft birthday cowl.
Boy, that really looks nice, Taya.
So
look at that. You can wear it over your ears.
It still needs to be blocked, so it'll probably stretch a bit.
That's that gorgeous.
Because it's got silk and alpaca.
I really like the way those colors work together. That's
so
nice.
We'll see if I can even handle the itch of it.
You might be able to.
We'll see. Yeah. I'll be too hot right now, but
right. And if it stretches a little, it might hang down a little lower. So
yeah.
That is really nice, Talia.
So I really love the way.
And you said you had enough to do it again?
I'm not sure if I have enough to do it again. I have enough at least to do ornaments with.
Right. It's too bad you don't have enough to do mitts like that. If you can adapt
mitts
the
would be
pattern.
too stretchy, Mom.
Yeah, you said that before.
This is silk and alpaca. This is not something that really holds.
Really think it would be stretchy? I guess.
I think it would.
Okay.
This is silk and alpaca.
Okay.
So I really love. This was super fun to work on.
Very pretty.
I love that pattern. And this is a paid for pattern. It is the Fair Isle Cow by Gundren Johnson, and I finished it yesterday. And it's Claiborne limited edition alpaca silk wool worsted. So there is a little bit of wool in here.
Very nice.
But thankfully the pattern actually called for a silk alpaca blend, which is a little unusual. Usually that's got a little bit too much of a halo for
but the colors are different
well,
enough.
and the pattern is striking enough.
Yeah, yeah. That's really nice.
So this turned out really well. I wasn't sure, like I said, when you gave me the yarn, how I'd work them together, because it was like, oh, I don't know, this red, white, and blue, that's...
I think because it's not blue speaking, it's kind of a teal blue or a steel blue.
I think it's actually called teal, the colorway. So, I just really love that.
And the red's not a bright red, it's kind of a...
brick,
yeah. It's very pretty.
So, I highly recommend this cowl. I think this actually might be the first... No, I did one other color cowl. I did the sheep's. But I really enjoyed this.
Okay. What does that lead on to then?
That leads on to your shop.
Okay, my shop. I did have an update over last week. I have everything that I showed you over the past couple of podcasts is now up in the shop. I have not been able to do any dyeing this past week, yarn dyeing, because things have been busy with friends over and all kinds of other things, so driving Talia to work and that kind of stuff. I hope to get into the swing of dyeing yarn again this coming week. Excuse me. And I probably will start stocking up in the next few weeks for autism awareness coming up, so that we'll have those colors available for autism awareness. And in the meantime, there might be some belated not Halloween, Valentine's type of colorways, but I'm not sure. You'll just have to wait and see whatever it is the spirit moves me to dye up. I do have a large shipment of DK weight coming in, because every time I put DK in, it seems to travel pretty quickly, so that's good. I'm glad people like my DK base so much. I have some DK coming in, and I have some sport weight coming in, and not the thin sport, but the thicker sport. that has nylon in it, so you can use it for heavy socks and things like that as well. So yes, I will be starting to dye yarn again, hopefully in the very near future. So just keep an eye on the shop. I did have an update of about 11 items or 10 items or something like that. So if you're interested, you can check that out. You have something?
Then it leads us on to stash enhancements.
Okay, what do you have?
I have 2 things. Do you want me to do my first and you do yours, Jen?
Whatever you want is fine.
Okay. So the first one, my this guy's actually going to religious life. His
He's going to become
Etsy
a
shop
priest, yeah.
is Catholic Armoury. He basically, I think once he's sold out, he's gone.
Yeah, I think he's on Instagram. He said he's going to be on social media silence pretty much. He's for Lent. He's going to take an early Lent type of thing, and his shop will still be open during Lent. I purchased.
I don't know. I know his sister was helping him in the shop. Did he? No, I think he said the shop.
He
was
said the
closed,
shop
though.
is closing. That's why I bought some stuff. I bought a few rosaries from him, both to support his priesthood, but also because I like his rosaries so much.
He does paracord rosaries, and
that one there is a little different.
That's a little lighter than.
Let me show you another one here.
Actually, I have my favorite one over here, but I can't access it. So
this one is.
I have the same one.
This is the for the Souls in Purgatory rosary, but you can see
it's a heavy duty rosary. I break rosaries.
So do I. So this is paracord, but the other one, another one I have it in my purse, is got the bigger paracord and it's a little stiffer. I like the weight of this one and the drape of it.
So I've got coming in a small little decade one.
Yeah.
From him. Because that's currently what I can handle, money wise, and I want to make sure I got one before he disappeared.
My daughter Davina bought from him this one, and I bought for my husband.
Not this particular one, but
yeah, she bought that one.
Well,
not that
not
particular
mine.
one. But and then
she didn't buy my.
She bought that. She bought that one, and I bought 2. I bought one for Fulton Sheen and one for Memento Mori, and then I bought one for my husband. It's called the basic, I forget, Frazzati rosary. So
there's just a lot of you are looking for a nice sturdy.
Those of you who who do the rosary, it's called Our Lady's Armoury.
Catholic Armoury.
Catholic Armoury. It's Catholic Armoury on Etsy. If you do the rosary, and you
he's
would like
also on
rosary.
Instagram.
Yes, also on Instagram, at least for the next few days. So if you're interested in that, you're looking for a new rosary, you might want to check him out. You can support his.
I'm irritated at him for the call of his.
Yes, I mean,
getting a vocation.
How dare he?
How dare he find what he needs to do with his life, and deprive me of rosaries that I won't be able to break. The utter nerve of him.
He made my parents an anniversary rosary set, so yeah, he's very talented in that way, and I'm sorry. We'll be sorry to see him go, but our prayers go with him.
Yeah.
Okay, now.
And I have one more.
Okay.
So we'll go more into this later about what was going on this week that I needed this. But Davina, I had a bit of a rough week, and Davina got me Elvis here. He's called Elvis because his ear does this thing here, and it kind of looks like Elvis's hair. And if you lift it up, he kind of looks like he's got this raised eyebrow thing going on. This kind of sassy look. So, he's Elvis.
And he's really soft.
He's super soft.
Super soft.
He sometimes wilts a little bit, like has fur come off a little bit.
Yeah, well, that's fuzz.
Molts.
Yeah,
that's what it's meaning to say.
You have to start spinning it.
So
he's an Angora bunny.
He's very soft. He's very happy. So, Elvis can sit over here now.
Okay, I'm going to show you first what I was wearing this last week, and my husband you didn't tell him about it. My husband got me this for my birthday, this shirt. I wore it last week.
And we forgot to say something.
And we forgot to say something about it. He said, I don't know if I should give this to you. I was mad when I bought it. And I said, well, how mad? And maybe I don't want it. And he said, no, I think you'll understand. And I said, okay. So he gave it to me. And I started laughing. And yes, this is ginormous because I like outside sweaters. I was a young adult in the 80s, and that was my thing. The oversized sweatshirts, and the one that he got me that says says Florin Belgian on it.
He didn't get it for you. I thought that was his.
No, the red one, he got it for me.
Oh, I thought it was his.
No, he got it for me. I do steal his shirts, but but this is just because that one's falling apart after 30 years. So I said I'm not getting rid of the other one. It says brat, and I can handle that. I told him if he was a brat, he could wear it. So I just love it. Look at this. This is
It's taking more than its fair share of room.
well, you have to be able to see it.
It's taking my personal space.
I don't care. It's a brat.
It's my personal space.
It takes all space. All space is its space. The other things I got... Hi there, Elvis. The other thing I got, when my friend Helen came, she brought me some stuff. And I did... She made me some socks. Aren't these pretty? And they need to be washed, but because I wore them yesterday. But aren't they pretty? Look at the colors.
They're quite pretty.
And then she said,
Is
well...
that- Is it Noro?
This is... She told me, I remembered, I was like, oh yeah, that's really pretty. I don't think it's Noro. I forget what she said it was, but it was really, it was something it's Croy.
Croy,
Croy.
okay.
She said, well, if you like those, do you want the gloves that go with them? And these are the squishiest gloves. I wore these when we were walking yesterday. They're very stretchy and they're very squishy.
They're nicer than the ones that I had made for myself the first time. I think the ones I made for myself were crochet with thread. Like fingering weight kind of thread.
You put this on and it's just, it's like padding, you know? I could not drive with this because I can't feel the wheel. You'll have the
But it's good for walking.
but it's excellent. These are probably the warmest gloves I've had in a very long time. They're garter stitch, and she said to me that they're done flat. She's gonna.
Well, that's interesting.
You do this with short rows and everything, and you sew it together. So I have to get the pattern from her.
I'm not sure if that would be incredibly annoying or incredibly useful. I'm kind of leaning toward incredibly annoying.
For me, this would be useful. I mean, it's very stretchy because it's garter stitch, and the way it's garter stitch is longwise, so it stretches. And I really like it. I really like it. So those are my stash enhancements. And you saw my hiking mitts that I just got today.
And my bunny.
My bunny. Okay, so that's that.
Reading.
Well, yeah, I'm reading I told you last week I finished The Last Magi by Patrick Carr. I'm over 13, I think I'm 13 chapters in or 14 chapters into the first book of the Quadrail series by Timothy Zahn. I've been reading a little bit of that every day, and it's really
good, right?
It's going very quickly.
You can see why I've been wanting to get you to read it for years.
Yeah, it's very good. I have my reservations about certain people, so we're going to see what happens about them. And this is a 5-book set, so
we've called it, and I mentioned it in the Goodreads comments for the last book, that we refer to this as a science fiction noir.
yes, a science fiction noir is exactly what it is. So it's a lot of fun. It takes all that I like out of science fiction, not so much fantasy, although there's elements of that as well.
Just because he tends to do the character writing
Development,
that's strong in fantasy.
and then it plops it right smack dab in the middle of the intrigue of a good noir. So it's a really good kind of
and the
cross
fact that
genre.
it's written in first person has increased the noir feel.
It's the first person kind of thing. It's
Like
really,
a Sam Spade type
yeah,
feel.
yeah. I like it a lot. It's a lot of fun. So I'm reading that, and of course I'm reading Catholicism by Bishop Barron, but it's kind of suffered a little bit because I've been reading Timothy Zahn. I did pick up a Lenten kind of a meditation kind of thing on my Kindle from Blessed Is She. Some of you guys might have seen that on Instagram. And then I was really excited. Take Up and Read had a giveaway for their journals. I had done their Advent journal, and I really liked it, their Advent prep. So I just said, okay, I never win any of these things. and I did win one. So that's coming in. I'll show it to you when it arrives. I'm really excited about that. She she must have sensed my enthusiasm, because I must have texted her like 3 or 4 times, because I didn't know how to respond with the DM on the thing. So I responded on the DM, and then I responded again because I didn't give her my address and tell her who I was. And then I went to where it has in the stories, and I said I sent you a DM, and then it showed up in the
story again.
so yeah, so it was, she's gonna laugh at me. Which book do you want? She said, because I gave her the address and the name, but I didn't give her what book I wanted. So it was pretty funny. I was happy about that.
I finished the Quadrail series. I think I finished all 5 books in like a period of a month. But he's kind of, that series is kind of hard to put down.
And you also have a little more reading time than I do.
Right.
You know.
Right. And there, you know, I can also read and knit at the same time. Yeah. But if I have my pattern up on my Kindle and my book up on my phone, because I don't listen to Timothy Zahn's books. I read his books.
You really have to read them,
need to. His style, you need to read it. You can't just listen to it. It doesn't lend itself to it. I think you lose something for his books if you listen to it.
You might lose some of the voice of the character.
Yeah. I also reread the first, because I got introduced to Timothy Zahn, as I mentioned before, through the Star Wars books, his famous Thrawn trilogy. And the first book of his that I read that was not a Star Wars book was Angel Mass. And that got me started on all his other books. And I'm in a tear of reading his books right now. I reread and finished Angel Mass in about a week. No less than that, I did it in a couple days. But that's always been a favorite. And the original book is like that thick. I think I have my physical version of it still downstairs. I can't quite bear to get rid of my physical copies of my Timothy Zahn books I already own, because they were kind of hard to find. And I am reading, I'm almost done with the first Dragonback.
I like the Dragonback series.
I don't think I've actually ever finished Dragonback. I think I've usually gotten about 2 books within.
That's what I have too. I think I've done like 1.5 or 2 books of Dragonback. I need to restart that after I finish this.
Yeah. And that's another one. It's like a 5-book series, which is why I'd started the first Dragonback, and in the middle of it I paused, read Angel Mass for like 2 or 3 days, and then went back to Dragonback. I think it was only 2 days. I think I finished Angel Mass in 2 days.
I think Angel Mass was one I had a hard time with. I might have to go back and try it again.
It's got some good characters. So I'm reading that one. I'm almost done with the first one. I knew because Dragonback was so long, I didn't feel like waiting to reread Angel Mass until I finished Dragonback, since that was only the first book I knew was 5 books long.
No self-control.
I'm also reading, someone showed this book on Instagram, and it was only like $1.99 for the Kindle book, so I snagged it, and it's called Call the Nurse, True Stories of a Country Nurse on a Scottish Isle by Mary J. MacLeod. And I'm probably about halfway through that. I read a chapter here, a chapter there. It's, little short incidents throughout her time as a nurse on this. It's like in the 70s, 80s, something like that. And then I'm also reading a chapter here and there of Hope for Hard Times by Scott Hahn.
Scott Hahn is a Catholic apologist, theologian, so he's very good. Let's see. I think that's pretty much it. We're a little quick today. Kind of just rushed through everything.
We're at an hour.
Yeah, but usually we're more than that by now.
Well, we're about to head into personal stuff, which...
So before, we are going to head into personal stuff. And before we do, say goodbye to those who don't want to hear medical updates or personal stuff, we want to thank everybody who commented on YouTube and on our PHN homepage. I think only one person, I think only Sylvie commented this time on PHN, but I'm not sure. I think I answered everybody, but I'm not positive. On YouTube, we had Pat, Looney Hiker, Wombat of Doom 53, Weston Vaughn, Unstoppable 8000, Margaret, Lisa, Rena, Christina, and Catherine. All those people.
And also, did we address the question people had about double posting?
The double posting. Somebody asked, I think it was Rena who tagged us, about the pictures, double posting the pictures. Please do post the pictures when you double post.
It just makes it easier for us. We're doing what we can to get rid of excess pictures elsewhere, so you will still have enough room on the site for the current open threads.
Right. Now, if you're responding to somebody and you don't need the pictures for the response,
you can get rid of
You can get rid of that picture if you want to.
Yeah.
But if it's for a double post or a triple post for a chance at a prize, it would be a lot easier for us to know that it's a chance for a prize if you post the picture.
Yeah. But if you're responding and you have a picture in your response, you can select that picture that's not yours and get rid of it.
Yeah, if it's not necessary to your response.
Yeah.
But yeah, if it's a double, if you did Taya's owl in my yarn and you want to do 3 chances at a prize for that, then we need all 3 pictures.
Yeah.
But if you're responding to something with Taya's owls and it's not necessary, you can...
Do we make this 3 chances at a prize this time? I guess we do.
Yeah, anything that's with my yarn and your patterns. Or Cozy Up Knits patterns, or Laura's patterns, or Laura's yarn and patterns, yeah.
Okay, whatever.
Yep. We usually do have multiple chances for most things. Okay. Now, I am thinking about, and tell me if you'll be interested in this, I had mentioned the possibility of having a mystery yarn along for my mystery boxes, my mystery yarn sales. And what I was thinking of doing was having it for the month of March. And it would be the mystery yarns would have 2 chances at a prize for the finished object, and any other yarn of mine would be eligible for 1 chance at a prize. So in other words, it's all Lady Fernico Creations yarns, whatever patterns you want, would be in eligible for this thread. Only my yarns, but if it was a mystery yarn, you get 2 chances at a prize. Okay? And I just wanted to say thank you to people. I will figure out what my prize is going to be. I wanted to figure out what my prizes would be, because I wanted to make sure that I feel bad that I can only give out a bag as a thank you, and I wanted to give you guys a chance to maybe win a skein of my yarn from the shop. So if you think that's a good idea, that we have in March, just for March, the month of March, a Lady Fernico Creations along with the mystery yarns being eligible for 2 chances at a prize for an FO, say so in the Dropbox here on YouTube.
Not in the Dropbox.
Not in the Dropbox. In the comments. In the comments on YouTube and or at PHN.
On the episode thread.
On the episode thread, okay? So I know that there's some interest in this before I do it, okay? And if you have used your mystery yarn already, I will still accept it as a entry.
I was wondering what you would do about that.
Because I know some of you
got right on it.
Like Patty, have already started things. So
it's more about using the mystery yarn gets in regardless.
I want the mystery yarn to get in regardless, and so if it's already finished and it's my mystery yarn, you can put it in anyway. But if it's Lady Fernico Creations and you're not finished with a project or you're just starting a project, put that in as well. That'll be eligible for 1 chance at a prize. Okay, and I know that's a little bit confusing. If you have questions, you can ask me. But I would like to know if you think that's a good, feasible idea.
Don't ask me, I'm confused.
Yes. Okay, so having said all that, we will say goodbye to all of those who would not like to hear about personal life and or health related things. We hope to see you back here for the Florin and the Woman Cave in a week, probably on Saturday, I think. Right?
Yeah,
still on Saturday?
Wait, is yeah, because it's too early for the retreat.
Yeah, the retreat's not till the following week, I think. So we're looking at, I think our next one is the 22nd. That makes sense. 22nd of February. Wow. The 22nd of February. So we will see you back here then, and we are glad that you came, and we wish you a very blessed week full of every blessing and good thing. Bye-bye. And we're going into personal stuff.
Yes. This has been a rough week.
a couple of you have already heard from me personally about this, but we wanted to kind of elaborate a little bit.
Yeah, so I don't necessarily have the mental energy to go into it all. I mean, I'm not getting... The surgery did help with the crushing headaches and the faintness, but I do have still the mast cell and the POTS, and I mean, I could be, I guess, experiencing some symptoms from the instabilities above and below. But the weather's been kind of bad. Rain, barometric pressure's been heavy off.
It's been difficult.
And we had random snow.
Yeah.
Yesterday, it didn't stick or anything. But been very fatigued. I'm actually having trouble thinking right now. I'm gonna have to go on extended limited hours for work for at least another 2 weeks, and then we'll go from there. It's just been a very rough week.
We need prayers that she can get this under control so she can go back to full-time hours.
Because if I can't, we might have to be looking into other options. So,
and we don't want to necessarily, bore you with all that. If you want to know, you can ask us. It's a little bit of a challenging time period, and it's something that takes some getting used to thinking about. So if prayers would be very much continued prayers. Honestly, I really truly believe that the prayers are what's gotten us this far. So
and I don't want you to think there's no improvement. It's just that before surgery, I was struggling so hard to not feel like I was fainting. I think some of the other symptoms that were bad still got pushed to the background because you're worrying about staying conscious. So now these are kind of pushing their way to the forefront.
And there are other things that she's looking at that, she has an appointment in March with Dr. Abdallah.
Yeah.
So they're talking about certain things that might help with the mast cell a little bit, and maybe that will help a little bit.
A friend gave me another resource that when I did research, I looked into medication and it has potential. I just had to... I'll provide my doctor with the literature, the journal article. It does seem to have some merit, but...
with all the medicine you're on, you have to make sure that's okay.
Well, the person in the article, when I skimmed over it, they had tried all the medicines I was on with no real effect, and then they tried this other one.
No, my point is the other medicines.
Yeah, and they'll review and see what may or may not work for my particular conditions. But yeah, it's been a rough week.
She's still not able to drive. I've been driving
I'm still getting vertigo.
And vertigo when she's sitting even now. So
yeah, and it's not all the time. I had one, I think it was like 2 weeks ago when I was sitting up for the podcast. And then I had it on
Wednesday or Tuesday, whatever.
Tuesday.
Yeah.
When I was just on the phone. And I was, like I said, sitting. So, there was no guarantee I would have no symptoms.
Well, we knew you'd still have symptoms.
Yeah.
We were just hoping that they would be a little easier to control at this point. And she's still recovering. Part of my thought process is that she went back to work too fast, and that energy and resources that could be going to healing are being divided to healing and to trying to deal with working and moving and all that kind of stuff. Because as we mentioned before with the spoons, she has a set number of spoons, and if the set number of spoons is divided, she doesn't have enough for either side. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. If you're using, I can't go any further than that in explanations, but I know what I'm talking about in terms of you don't have enough to draw from.
Yeah, I know what you're trying to say.
Yeah, it's just, my husband says it's better when I use the gas tank analogy. So.
Well, some people like the analogy for spoonies, some like chargies, which is the idea that it's more like when you have a cell phone,
Mm-hmm.
you have the bars that say how
Yeah.
much battery you have left, but you have a faulty battery.
Oh, that's interesting.
And so whereas the charge might last everyone else, the full day, your battery might start at half,
Mm-hmm.
and then it goes down.
Or you
quickly.
need more of the battery to
Yeah.
to do simple things. So that's just the update for that. On a happier note, she is able to do. She's been going up and down the stairs, so that's really good. And between her and Davina, they've been able to give my husband and I a chance to go out every now and then. Davina is more than happy to do things for Talia, right?
I'm just very
Yeah.
exhausted.
So I would tell you more, but we should probably be closing this down because she's getting tired. So we will hope to see you next week for the Fun in the Woman Cave. We want to wish you all a very, very blessed week full of every good thing and all the stuff that you like to do. We wish you a happy belated Valentine's Day, and we will see you next week for the Fun in the Woman Cave. This is the Panther Needles Podcast, episode 389, and that's a wrap.
Bye.